Dear students, let's start Chapter 6 Combustion and Flames. Combustion is a process whereby any substance combines with oxygen to produce heat and light. There are three requirements of combustion. First is combustible substance, second is supporter of combustion, and third is ignition temperature. Combustible substances are those substances which can react with oxygen to produce the fire, like paper, kerosene, petrol, and diesel. Supporter of combustion is oxygen. In absence of oxygen, there will be no combustion. Ignition temperature is the minimum temperature required for any substance to combine with oxygen. The ignition temperature for every substance is different. Some substances may catch fire at a very low temperature like petrol and diesel, whereas some substances will need very high temperature to catch fire. You must have seen that when you fire a cracker, it immediately doesn't catch fire. It takes some time because it will need some time to reach the ignition temperature. After that, it will catch fire. Some substances are so reactive with oxygen that they will catch fire even at room temperature. Such substances are called inflammable substances. Here are examples of combustible substances, that are oil, paper, LPG, etc. There are some substances which do not catch fire. They are called non-combustible substances. As you can see, sand and stones. There may be two types of combustions, rapid combustion and spontaneous combustion. Rapid combustion is when a gas burns rapidly and produce heat and light, like in case of phosphorus. Phosphorus is highly reactive. As soon as you take it out of the water, it will catch fire. And there is spontaneous combustion when there is no application of heat or anything. Suddenly something start burning. Then this is called spontaneous combustion. Spontaneous combustion is also called as explosion, as in case you see in fireworks. Here is a matchstick which contains phosphorus, and such type of combustion is called rapid combustion. When you strike the matchstick in the matchbox, the ignition temperature rises and the phosphorus present in the matchstick will catch fire. When anything burns, it produces a flame, as you can see it in candle flame. So now we will study about the different zones of the flame. If we see a flame carefully, we can see three different zones. Just above where the candle is burning, you can see a very dark zone. That is a zone of non-combustion, where there is no combustion is going on. Only due to the heat, the wax is being converted to vapor. So there will be no combustion, only the vapor is present there. Here is an experiment that shows that the gas is burning. You take a metal pipe and introduce it into the burning flame, and in the other side of the metal pipe, you just hold a matchstick, and you will see that there also another flame start burning. This is because the gas is reaching out through the pipe to that area where it start burning. The vapor will react with the oxygen of the atmosphere and it will produce the light. So the next zone, that is the middle zone, is yellow in color and it shines. So it is the luminous zone, the zone of combustion. Okay. But since it is in the middle of the candle flame, it will not get enough of oxygen. So the flame will be yellow in color, but it will be moderate hot. It will not be that much hot. After that, in the outer zone, it is the hottest zone because it is getting maximum oxygen and there will be a good combustion in that zone. Because the combustion is proper there, the flame in this region is blue in color. You should understand that blue color is having maximum energy. So this zone is having maximum energy and it is blue in color, but since it is blue in color, we call it non-luminous zone. It is the hottest zone. We cannot touch it. Here is an experiment which shows which zone is hotter. We take a copper wire and hold it with a tongue. Then we introduce it into the yellow zone of the fire and then keep it some time there and take it out and touch it. Then we will feel the heat. Then again we will keep it in the blue zone and then for the same time, and then we'll take it out and see which side it was hotter. So we can see that when it is in the blue non-luminous region, then it is hotter. When we burn something, when there is combustion, then a gas is produced, that is carbon dioxide gas. If we take a metal plate and keep it over a flame, then we will see that black color carbon is deposited in the metal plate. The flames of different things are different, like Bunsen burner that we use in the laboratories, that is in the right side. You can see that it gets sufficient oxygen, so the flame is blue in color. Whereas the candle flame, which is in the middle, that will have a luminous yellow flame and the flame will flicker with air. But in case of when we use a lantern or chimney, then we use put a glass jar over it, and which do not allow air from all the sides, only air is allowed to enter from below. So the candle flame is stable in this case. We will now study about the fuel. Fuel are combustible substances that we use to produce energy of our requirement. The properties of good fuel are: they are available easily, they are cheap, they burn at moderate rate. If they burn rapidly, then it will be explosion. So a good fuel should burn at moderate rate. Then they should produce large quantity of heat. Then they should not leave any residue, okay, and should not cause much pollution. How good is a fuel is checked by its fuel efficiency. The fuel which produces more heat is considered more efficient. For this, we will record the calorific value of the fuel. We will take 1 kg of fuel and burn it and record the amount of heat. So the amount of heat produced by burning 1 kg of fuel is the calorific value of the fuel. The calorific value is expressed in kilojoule per kg. When we burn our fuel, it can cause many harmful effects, like it can cause carbon dioxide pollution. As we all know that we burn fuel, it will produce carbon dioxide. Now carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. It will hold or catch the heat of the sun and will hold it. It will not allow the heat to go out. So it will increase the temperature of the earth. So it is called a greenhouse gas. Greenhouse are houses made with glass. The glass allows only the heat to enter inside, but do not allow the heat to go out. So the inside temperature becomes warm and it is used in cold places to grow vegetables. Similar is in the case of the greenhouse gases. It will not allow the heat to go out and increase the inside temperature of the earth. This will lead to global warming. The temperature inside the earth atmosphere will increase and the whole earth will get heated up. The temperature of whole earth will increase to several degrees, and this will result in the melting of polar ice. This will cause global warming and melting of polar ice, which is dangerous, which will cause rise in sea level and many harmful effects. The second harmful effect of burning fuel is carbon monoxide. When there is no sufficient oxygen present, then carbon dioxide is not produced. Then what will be produced? It is carbon monoxide, and carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. Carbon monoxide will readily combine with the hemoglobin of the blood, and it will not release the hemoglobin to be combined with oxygen. So all the hemoglobin is exhausted. There will be no hemoglobin left to combine with the oxygen, and slowly our blood will be deprived of oxygen. So we will first get headaches, then nausea, dizziness, breathlessness, collapse, and finally loss of consciousness and death. The third thing that are present in the fuel are sulfur and nitrogen. When we burn, then they will produce sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides. This will reach the atmosphere, and in the atmosphere there is water vapor. The sulfur and nitrogen oxides will combine with the water vapor of the atmosphere, and when there is rain, it will come down in form of acid rain. Acid rain is a dangerous thing. It causes damage to the skin, it causes damage to the marble structure, it erodes the metal structure that are present. So acid rain may cause cancer also. So it is a very harmful thing that is produced due to the burning of the fuels. As you have studied in class 7th, that by the study of the pH, we can know if the substance is acidic or basic in nature. So we can study the pH of the rainwater and know whether it is acid rain or it is alkaline. So here is a pH scale for that. Lastly, the burning of fuel produce particles, small particles in the atmosphere. This is called particulate pollution, and it enters our nasal passage and cause breathing problems and even asthma, and may cause headache and also death also. Here is a picture that shows how the burning of fuel is causing damage to the environment. So we need to be considerate and to work to protect our environment. Thank you, dear students.